into January, and it's been quite a season for Braehead Clan. Joining me to talk about things off the ice is the General Manager, Kirsty Longmuir. Kirsty, makes a change you being the interviewee this time.
I know, I can't promise I won't ask questions.
Now, there was a tweet went out by the club earlier in the week talking about changes to the club. What can you tell us about what's coming?
Well, basically, I mean, it's no secret. We've been short for quite some time, and we've had our fair share of injuries, and we are working on getting players in, so the fans will be pleased to know there will be players joining us soon.
Damn, well, somebody get a name there, never mind. But what have you made of the season so far? It's been, I think it's generally considered it's been quite disappointing in many respects. What's your view on it?
Do you know what? It hasn't been disappointing as such. It's been more difficult, off the ice for us in the back room. It's been an extremely trying season. It's been difficult, and the guys, to their credit, have put up with a lot, and it's been difficult. And for some of the fans, I think they have found it disappointing, but I think that's only because people put us in a pedestal at the start of the season. People had us winning the conference, running away with it, top club in Scotland, and it was never the case. We were just another team like everyone else. It's anyone's season to have, so I don't like to say it's been disappointing, because I think we were overestimated in the first place. I think we've had our fair share of bad luck, which teams have from time to time, and we'll get back on our feet.
Now, Jordan Kristanovic, when I've spoke to him this season, has described this season a learning curve. Obviously, it's his first season as a coach. How would you describe it as a general manager in terms of the job you've had to do?
It's been difficult, I'll say that. I mean, season 1 had its own issues with the start-up franchise. Season 2, you're trying to build and stuff. And season 3, I've faced a lot of things that I didn't think we would. We've seriously been hit with the bad luck stick in many respects, but at the same time we've seen some great crowds. It's very consistent, there's a good fan base, there's a good buzz about it. So for all the positives, there's been a lot of negatives and vice versa, but if you focus on the negative for too long, you're never going to get anywhere.
And is that important when you look ahead to season 4 and what might come of that?
You have to. I mean, Jordan's right, and I would say this in this sport and most sports, everything's a learning curve, because you can have one fantastic season where you do well on the pitch, on the ice, whatever your sport may be, and the business side is backed up as well. Then you can have a season where one's so disjointed from the other, and that's kind of what's happened here, and you're trying to get the equilibrium back and you're trying to balance it all out. You just never know what's going to happen. There's so many factors when you're running a sports organisation or franchise, but onwards and upwards. The fans are there, the support's there, the players are keen to get on and start winning, so we just have to make a few additions and I think we'll be fine.
Now, you're the ideal person to ask. From a PR and merchandising point of view, how big a boost has Drew Miller been to this team, and given he's an NHL player?
It's huge. I mean, sometimes you forget that Drew is an NHL star. It just seems like one of the other guys, but the amount of interest we've had from out with this area, from overseas, the merchandise especially, we've the amount of Drew Miller jerseys, signed photographs, whatever it may be, it's been quite a good little revenue boost for the club. And just having that profile here, we get a lot more media coverage, people are just that little bit more interested, and I think it has helped the crowds as well, having a guy like that on the roster. So if it were to ever happen again, I would say every team should try and get themselves an NHL star. Just it will help the profile of the club, and it helps the guys as well.
Short term as well.
Definitely, yeah, if you can.
Now, all through the summer, you were kidding everybody on with our Twitter feeds about who was coming and all that kind of stuff. Are you going to be doing the same in the next week?
Yep. Just get ready. I can see my followers going through the roof and then losing them all once I've made the announcement. But yeah, for sure, keep your eye on the website this week.
Good stuff. Thanks for joining us, Kirsty.
You're welcome.
Thank you.